All right, everybody, and welcome to season two, episode three. Sorry, I'm still getting a kick out of like separating it into seasons. Like that was kind of some organizational chaos for me for a bit. I mean, in YouTube, like there's definitely a lot of ways to make a lot of Google tools, like Google, YouTube, Gmail, all that good stuff. Like organized and easier to search, easier to find things. And granted, like being able to search in all these applications is just like a game changer, as it is. But, anyways, so let's get to what I wanted to make sure I at least address in this one. Is I started talking about some concepts like the relevancy and irrelevancy of labels and pigeonholing. And there's also binary bias, and there's a few others. But, anyways, the first one, the relevancy and irrelevancy of labels, is just kind of like an idea, excuse me, where like you need to determine how relevant a label is. And then I also mentioned pigeonholing. That's really closely tied to that because the concept of pigeonholing is like one pigeon per hole, accounting for, if I'm going to need one birthday in each month, I'm going to need at least 12 birthdays, so at least 12 people. And that's even at like best case conditions. If it's worst case conditions and you get like all 12 of those first people had, December birthdays, well then, okay, well you need at least 11 more people. And then again, best case condition or worst case condition. Think about drawing like Uno or like playing card games. Every time you draw a card, like there's a chance it's what you need or there's a chance that it's not. So, it's all about probability and statistics, and that's why, like, I believe that's required in just about every college degree. Um, things like public speaking and all that. So that's why even making your own YouTube channels is just like a good idea for good practice. I was mentioning last time, like, you get better at computer science by teaching computer science, and that's really true with anything. So, but anyways, yeah. So let's get back to the concept. So that's that one, and then pigeonholing is also like because the actual idea came from having little cubbies for pigeons, and like people who kept pigeons would put one pigeon in each cubby, and then you had, yeah. So there's and the also the way to think about it, and this is what I'm kind of like struggling with is pigeonholing is yes for probability, like you need at least 12 pigeons to fill 12 pigeon holes. However, pigeonholing in another sense is confining or restricting someone to a predetermined box or container, i.e., a label. Like, I mean, the biggest ones are like felons or Republicans or Democrats or Christians, Muslims, anything that can identify and persecute, like something that can, you can link and connect and yeah, and whether it's relevant or not. I mean, and how harmful is it? Uh-oh. Got a little too close there. So, anyways, um, so yeah, it's just these things that like if everyone were to be able to take the time, see that's the other thing. Not that they don't want to, it's just that maybe they don't understand how to. Like we've been talking about understanding other cultures, and that's the same with like from urban to suburban, like or the other way around, like city slickers or what is that? I think that is the movie with Billy Crystal where they go up and there's a few city people and they go up to the mountains and I don't know. It's like all sorts of ridiculous stuff like Wild West, gold mine robbery stuff. I don't even know. But the point is city folk trying to survive out in the more wildernessy area. So it's just kind of comical. And the same is true with like, Crocodile Dundee goes to the city and you got this like Australian outback, g'day mate, like I don't know. Anyways, I digress. That's a little too extreme. I mean, but going from a small town to a city like I did, and Fort Collins isn't even really that big of a city. Like Denver is way bigger, and I've never even been to like L.A. or New York, and those. I mean, if it's anything like true crime video games and Grand Theft Auto, I'm just kidding. That's the only real frame of reference I have for New York. That and like movies and TV shows I see. So that's all I got to go on. But anyways, oh, I did not set an alarm. We're only at 5 minutes, so that's. Let me go ahead and set that real quick. So, 5 minutes, and then we need 25 from now. So that's, what is it, 15? All right, 10 after. Hmm. Oh, let's see. That's not. Hmm. Okay, 30 minutes now. Um, 25. All right, and I am at. All right, so let's do it for. Sorry. There. There. 21 minutes. Close enough. So, oh, that should work. So, anyways. Oh, I don't even know if any of that got recorded because I was in the menu for recording, but. Um, Anyways, yeah, so pigeonholing and relevancy and irrelevancy of labels. That's just like the first step to having compassion and understanding for people and cultures that you might not have normally given the time or the patience or the effort um, to understand. So that's why it's so important to study abroad or to travel abroad, learn other languages, learn other cultures, because I mean, there's definitely a much bigger world out there than just your immediate environment or your universe. And by that I mean, not an actual universe. They say they only have the one, but like it's just that saying like different universe. I mean, your environment, your reality, or everything you've known, especially if you've like grown up in the same place and you don't get out. Like, and there's a lot less of that now. I mean, even in my lifetime, transportation and like the ability to go places has gotten a lot better. I mean, it's still not great, and like we could definitely use like some hyperloops or something. And I remember KBPI, one of the local rock stations here in Colorado, they were talking about Elon Musk talking about building a hyperloop to link basically what I-25 does, and that's our interstate that connects Fort Collins, Loveland, Greeley, Denver, Colorado Springs, Castle Rock, Pueblo, and it just keeps going on south into whatever's south of us, New Mexico or Arizona or no, Arizona's like west. Like I don't know, honestly, and I haven't really ever been that far south and west. Like Durango is about as far as I've been. I mean, yeah. So, anyways, not important, but yeah, transportation and hmm. Actually, we might just make this a quick one because the other thing, so the binary bias, and then I'm trying to think, oh, mutually assured construction. That's another one we can talk about. It's the exact opposite of mutually assured destruction. And we all know that, like, the nuclear war, it's very unlikely to happen because we're so worried about blowing everybody up that, and that's still true today, I want to say. I mean, I haven't heard anything on the contrary. Of course, then, even as I say that, I don't imagine I would hear anything of the contrary. Like, even if they were, I don't know. But really hate to think that way, especially with like the Russia thing going on right now. Oh, yeah, it's just. And actually, we should probably, oh, well, finish getting these. So, but mutually assured construction is when you think of the world as one global entity, one team, and you work together, and we all rise together. And that's the reality of what needs to happen. I mean, all this individualism and patriotic, like, it's all fun and good for a bit, but it's like how they say, like, oh, you don't want like participation trophies or, like this country's the best country, and it's like, at the end of the day, who does that really serve? Like being the best country. I mean, I don't know, and I say that having watched all these Olympics from America, and like, yeah, it's great to see like what the human body is capable of doing. But at the same time, it's like counting the medals and everything. It's just, oh. It's just horrible. I mean, it's gotten better. I mean, China and Russia have been getting closer. And it's funny because like those are like the ones that are like right behind us, and then, um, oh man, we got stuck in the yeah. So, and I don't know. It's still fun. Don't get me wrong, and it is great to have pride in your country, but not to the point where you're starting to have like oppression to other people. Oh, I might need to go get some more pumpkins. Oh, whoops. Never mind. I think we're good. Okay. So I don't know. It's getting better, but it's not there yet. And I remember that same sociology class. I was also studying about Darfur, and it's a place in Africa where, and there's a movie about it, Invisible Children, and there were child soldiers, like impressionable kids and I say that we even do that too. Like 18-year-olds can be in the military, and honestly, that's not really an adult in my mind. Like, yeah, you can like buy adult content, you know, you can buy adult movies and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, you're not. I mean, I honestly think that renting a car is the true measure of adulthood because that's even closer to when your prefrontal cortex is fully developed. And I don't care what it's really called because it's your decision maker, and that's part of like rehabilitation for substance abuse. They teach you that your decision maker isn't fully developed until your mid to late 20s. So, and that's why it's almost like a light switch. And even for myself, I felt like I really matured a lot in my like early 30s. Like once I hit 30, and then, I just started to slow down on just about everything. So, I mean, let's see. That's fine too. Like life's all about discovery and experiencing. Like that's why I love like the Douglas Adams. And I still don't even know. I haven't checked to see if like this is real or not. But he said the meaning of life is 42 in his books, Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and that's even broken down to like sub books, I think. But anyways, 42, which incidentally happens to be the ASCII value for the asterisk, which is a wild card meaning everything. So I thought it was kind of funny and interesting, and that, even if it wasn't Douglas Adams that intended that to happen, some computer nerd was like, hey, I'm going to make the ASCII value an asterisk. Just like Wingdings, there's that whole conspiracy theory like 9/11 is plain tower in Wingdings for like, oh, Windows 98, I think it was. So, but anyways, that's a pretty weak argument. I mean, yeah, it is a coincidence, like, and it's almost like, anyone could have picked that, been like, that used computers, been like, oh, wingdings, hey, this looks cool. Oh, that's an idea. And like, just like here in Fort Collins, like for a while there, the courthouse was right next to a railroad track, and if a train were to derail there, it probably would have crashed into the courthouse. One of them. Both the courthouses are up there, and so I don't know if that's actually what sparked the change, but they completely redid that and put up like barriers and like I want to say it was to protect cars from getting run over, but then that also doesn't sound completely right. And then also part of it was to put in the new bus line, uh, the bus lanes and bus stops. Anyways, a lot of construction. Yeah, we got quite a few. We got quite a few levels too. Could probably do some enchanting and get some like. So I don't know. Now that my son's gonna want to start playing in here, I need to make some armor and tools for him. Or not so much armor. I mean, yeah, I guess. But I'm more concerned about the tools, like so he can do the stuff and the things, because it's not gonna be in anything but peaceful. No, I don't know. I still need to rethink that. Like maybe I can just go and throw torches like everywhere. Oh hey. And just see, like playing like easy and then maybe medium and then hard, and because you do need to do that to get certain things like Eyes of Ender. I need to get blaze rods. I also want to start farming gold in the Nether, and that's how you need to. In order to do that, you need a bunch of magna blocks, and then you can. Oh, where? Oh, I think it was, yeah. I think it just did like one. Or maybe not. Or no, there's one over here. Okay. Yeah, now it gets so ridiculous. Like a stack only does. I don't even know. A stack probably might do. Let's see if 24 gets one side. And then we'll know that if it's about that, then it's about four times that. So then it's 80. Wait. 24, 96? And yeah, so it's about four, 424. So that's 80 and then 16. So yeah, 96. All right. So wow, we're almost there. Hmm. Yeah, I've been watching all the new Star Wars on the Disney Plus. Oh my gosh. Like I love the originals. I mean, the original trilogy is always going to be my favorite. And I remember getting them on VHS and then getting them on special edition VHS when they redid it. They remastered it and like fixed everything up and made it all super. I don't know. It's just. Oh, something else I wanted to do. So you go ahead, because thought about this. So like, then it goes alternating, and then it doesn't look like it's favoring one or the other. So let's see. So now, right, left, right, left, right. Oops. Right, left. Oh, and also something else I want to do is fix up my coding game because I still never went back and figured out how to fix that bug on the ROT 13. The ROT N, so that's an encryption algorithm. They both are. ROT 13 means to rotate 13 character values, which in a 26 character alphabet, that means that it's a complete halfway rotation. So, oh man, I need to. There's a lot of them that are. Oh, whoa, whoops. I guess we're doing that. So, anyways, ROT 13. It's a really cool encryption algorithm. It's like Caesar cipher, where you're basically substituting letters for another letter based on numerical values or number values. A being 1 or 0, and then Z being 25 or 26, depending on if you're doing 0-based indexes or 1-based indexes, or like if the numbers start at 0 or start at 1. Ugh. So, I don't even know if we're gonna make it a whole 30 minutes. Oh no, I've only got 12 minutes left. So, yeah, to make a nice 30. So that's the funny thing is like I was making like hour-long videos for a while there. Most of season one is like hour-long recordings, and then start doing the half hour. Yeah, it's like that meme I saw. I was like, "Do you want to watch an 8-hour movie?" Like, ew, no. Why would I? And it's like, what if we split it up into 9 episodes? And it's like, you son of a bitch, I'm in. Sorry, oh, I try not to swear, but that's the Rick and Morty meme. Whenever Morty's like snapping his fingers and pointing, like, you SOB, I'm in. So there you go. Trying to fuddy duddy and church things up, Joe Dirt. But so I don't swear in front of chillins. Little small ears, small eyes. So, but anyways, here's a thought. We just kind of fix the world to where none of that. It all becomes non-issues. We evolve past the point of stupidity. Instead of going the other direction and going to the land of idiocracy, like that. That movie is scary because it could happen, and like, it's very logical in its thinking. Like, oh, the people planning to have children and waiting until they're ready and analysis paralysis end up not having children, but they had like the good genes or whatever that, had the scientific mind or I don't know. And honestly, I still stand by it. Like, given enough effort, guided effort, directed effort, anybody can get into tech and anybody can be successful. Anybody could be a doctor, like all of that. But the big thing barrier with healthcare is, especially doctors, nursing not so much, but the cost of education. I mean, nursing's still expensive, but it's not nearly as bad as going to med school after you already have an undergrad and then getting your doctorate. Like, I mean, I don't think I'll get a doctorate in in computer science, at least not for a long time. I would like to get a master's in cybersecurity, but like I'm still studying for the CISP certification. Um, but that's probably not going to happen for a while. Oh, and the Network Plus, which the Network Plus is actually said to be one of the hardest certifications that you can get, at least from CompTIA. Oh, and if you're wanting to get into IT, you should be doing the CompTIA A plus practice test because a lot of places do require that you have a CompTIA A plus certification to do IT for them. So, and that's basically like setting up a system, and then Network Plus is setting up like a network of systems. So that's just kind of like how a frame of reference to how those tests scale out. And it is like you have to get a certain percentage, a certain number correct to pass the test. And so, like, it might seem forgiving, but they're pretty tricky. Yeah, and I did not look into doing the OBS studios or anything. So, oh well, I have all day tomorrow. It's Memorial Day weekend. I'm gonna head to bed pretty soon here. And then, yeah, tomorrow I might try to do some video editing. And like I need to organize. Actually, I'll probably organize these before I go to bed. But yeah, because I uploaded like a good 5 or 6. And yeah, the half hours, it's ridiculous. They're so much faster. Ugh, 22 minutes. All right, let's see here. I don't really want to get too deep into anything because, like, all right, so we do have the two taboos. That is one thing that a term that I'll be using in my preventative blue team, especially, but just trying to understand people. Oh, actually, now we got to go underground. But yeah, the two taboos are religion and politics, and in my opinion, it is my opinion that both of these are early control structures that are kind of obsolete, mostly. I mean, I say that, but government, um, the current form of democracy as we know it is almost obsolete. I'm not saying like all of it's bad. Like we need to seriously readjust a lot of it, and it would be nice if we um, just rephrased everything to be people instead of men. And that I feel, jeez, that's like, let's see, whenever you see that, means that at some point there's a llama down here. But anyways, the two taboos because they're refers to two subjects that pretty much draw hate and division between people of different camps. And that's just not, or that's a target for what we need to fix and address to really have world peace. We need to be respectful of each other's religious beliefs and spirituality, or lack thereof of either. I mean, like everything in between. To make it truly scalable to solve problems, you need to account for all of the corner cases and blind spots, and that includes every religion, major or small, within reason too. Like I mean, if your religion puts other people in danger. Like you can't go sacrificing people, especially against their will. And we can't even sacrifice people with their will, like Kevorkian. There's that whole thing. I mean, I don't know how it actually is with hospice, like the kind of dead end hospitals, but I mean, for lack of better phrasing, that's just kind of like where people go to live out their last days, basically. And it's, I don't know, in certain situations, I feel like you should be able to euthanize yourself. I mean, if you're just in agonizing pain and nothing's really helping or working, like, oh yeah. Well, especially if you're like really old and stuff too. I mean, if you're, I don't know, see, it's a case by case basis, and I'm not a doctor, so I'd honestly wouldn't really have any idea what a frame of reference would be for. Anyways, that's really dark and gloomy, but my point being, is that both religion and politics are meant to try to control the masses and to allow as many people the best life as possible. I mean, if you really look at that, or if you get right down to it, I feel like that's what every religion is trying to do, trying to make sense of the world and then trying to help each other live the best they can. I mean, be kind, do unto others, all that. Um, yeah. And that's with like very little knowledge of other religions. Like I know a little bit of Islam because I had Muslim roommates in college, and I read a little bit of the Quran, but not much. And because it was just like it felt like it was the same as the Bible. I mean, it sounded very similar. I was just like, all right, well, okay, it's a good book too, but they are just books in my opinion. But and that's fine too. Like I said, we got to respect each other's spirituality and religious beliefs, even or lack thereof. I mean, let's see. I don't know. It's a series of compromises. That's life in a nutshell. Oh, and I still didn't do any of the GED. Oh. Not to say that it isn't. Like when I was doing the math section, like it wasn't too bad. I even got one question wrong on the live stream, and someone corrected me, and so that was good. But like the science section, I went back and reviewed it not too long ago. It's definitely doable. I mean, it all made sense. Like I can even talk about what I remember. Like the very first question on the practice test was about plate tectonics. And basically, if you haven't learned about plate tectonics before, it's where the Earth is covered in these massive plates or chunks of the Earth's crust that are sliding around on the molten lava. I guess it's magma because it's internal. I don't know. I think that's right, but oh, there's the alarm. So, yeah. Oh wow, I'm still like 3 minutes off. What is that? 3 minutes? Okay, yeah, we'll go a little bit more. So, ah, what was I saying though? Um, completely derailed. Oh, and I was like in the middle of something too. But 3 minutes, we'll just run a few of these like trips back and forth. I really like the wider hallway too, by the way. And I might actually put torches on each side, like boom. Especially like where it's dark too, because all right, then we'll drop off some pumpkins and melons, and then uh, I don't know. Speaking of Darfur and Yemen and all these like places that are still experiencing military conflicts, and actually I don't know currently. Like I haven't heard the latest on Yemen, but like even what I yeah, ugh, not good. And then that's true with are you? Yeah, get back here. Okay, that's annoying. Maybe I need to widen the hallway a little bit more because something I bumped that or whatever, and now it's on its way back. And by the time I catch it, yeah, it's already gonna be. I might be able to hop in for the last like 2 seconds. Yeah, spectacular. And then keeping an eye on it, making sure it doesn't go back. Yeah, I'm just gonna run a few of these, empty out some of these chests, and just take as much as I can. But oh yeah, I've got all day tomorrow, so this is gonna be fun. I'm gonna try to do some video editing. I'm already feeling a lot better. The half-hour episodes are much like easier. I mean, I've already been like watching them a little bit. Let's see. So now I'm at 29. So we'll go ahead and call that good. I'm just gonna go drop off these melons. I'll see you all in the next one. Hope you enjoyed, and I will. Or yeah, let me know any specific concepts you want to cover. But I'm gonna just start going over all of the stuff that I've been doing. So all right, see you next time. Bye bye.